Right at the intro, you just like,
yeah, I know that. Yeah,
excuse me.
I probably could have gotten away with that had you not done that.
No. You don't get away with anything.
It didn't make noise at all. Anyway,
I heard it.
as you can see, we're live once again.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
In living color at BRE Software, here to talk to you about some gaming
You sound
news.
so raspy.
I do.
You poor child.
Yeah, forgive me. My voice is rather hoarse. Been doing quite a bit outside of BRE. Yeah, been doing a lot of talking and singing and whatnot. But anyway,
Water?
no, is that yours?
I can go get you one.
So you wanted me to drink out of your water bottle?
I'm not sick.
I'm a bit of a germaphobe though. Actually, I'm a whole lot of a germaphobe though. I don't drink after. I hardly drink after my mother.
Anyways, so what
He wanted me to drink out of his water bottle. How nasty is that? Anyway,
Just help your throat. Anyway.
I know I appreciate the sentiment though. You know that you're trying to help. Anyway, we're here to talk about Destiny 2, and we have another interesting article about the top 10 most influential video games in history. I'm interested to see what your guys' feedback is on this list that we have. And if you want to chime in, tell us if you think any should be on there that are not, any that are on there that should not be on there. Let us know. So, real quick, we still have a copy of Injustice 2 for Xbox One. PS4 is gone.
Yeah.
It is gone. They snagged them all out.
Yeah, we might be getting more if, you guys ask us to. We do sell them $10 cheaper than retail. We sell them for $49.98.
Right. So, yeah, we still have one copy of Injustice 2 for the Xbox One. Anything else we got going?
Other than that, we don't have any sales going on. Hopefully we should be having one coming on soon.
Yeah. So, but anyhow, we're going to jump into some Destiny 2 news. I'm going to let Brandon kind of take that away. Because I know a lot of you are looking forward to that. You might have seen the trailer and seen the latest
That
news.
trailer was really awesome.
It was. It really was. So, anyway, go ahead, Brandon. Destiny?
So, with Destiny 2, most of the news that we have so far that it is going to be reaching out to consoles like, PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, etc. But, aside from that, so it's like we could just talk about like...
Hey, Louis!
Hey, Luis, welcome
How
back.
you doing?
But anyway, so with Destiny 2, so what they're going to be doing is with the video they basically showcased some new skills for the older classes like a Warlock, Titan, and I think it was Hunter, if I'm not mistaken. I forgot what skills they showed, but if you want to look them up, like you can check out the video. I think it's either under our links or you could just go find it somewhere because it was released. They showed the video, I believe, over the weekend or during last week. Because somebody mentioned for us to talk about it since I think it was just shown last week, but we told them we were going to talk about it today. But anyways, so with Destiny 2, so aside from that, they are also adding clans. So with clans, you basically could, get together like a group of friends or, just people you meet online. You can make like a little clan together, like a little group. And I'm pretty sure they might have even missions for your clan, etc., for you guys to do. That'll help benefit every single one of you and also your clan overall.
I'm in my bathroom watching you live.
Okay.
Nice. I feel important. I feel really important that
He's probably doing that and playing his Game Boy.
That
multitasking.
multitasking.
I know you tried.
I'm not actually. No, I'm not.
Now, who here plays their Game Boy or DS in the bathroom? But anyway,
I go into the bathroom. I have one main objective.
Reading the newspaper.
No.
Reading the next article.
No, getting a splashback.
Oh,
and so, yeah. So once I'm done with that, anyway, thank you for that update, Louise. I hope you're having a good time in there. Anyway, back to Destiny 2.
So, with the introduction of clans, I think that's really great. They, to help not only you and your friends, but also for ways to interact with other people that you don't even know. Also, they've added, what was it called? It was like Ghost something game system. Basic distraction the main objective. Oh, feels bad.
See.
Anyway,
I was right, wasn't I? You go in there. You need to go in there, fully focused.
I'm not
got a task at hand.
I think it was called a go-getter game or something. Basically, it's like if there's like say there's like a bunch of avid players, and then like later on like somebody new like jumps in like kind of late into the game, and they don't have any idea where to go. They actually are able to jump in with a group of people that know what they're doing. They can help and get them going, which I think is really awesome because in any game that's like RPG based or like anything that's collecting per se or farming in any way, shape, or form.
What you got for PS4? Carlos, come check it out. We've got a bit of a selection here. It all depends on what you're looking for.
Yeah.
If you're looking for Injustice 2, we don't have that right now. We might be getting some more copies in the next couple of days or so. But we do have quite a bit of a selection for PlayStation 4. So let us know what you're looking for. And if we have time during the broadcast, we'll let you know if we have it or not. But
anyways, so with that, I still think that's a great idea that they're like, also helping the newer players to help get into the game, because getting into something that's like farm-based or, collecting materials and etc. for weapons or anything like that, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of time. Especially like a game I could compare that to would definitely be a game called Warframe. It also did come out on consoles, but it's generally like more PC heavy. But it still has the same concept that that you're able to go to like different planets, and each planet has its own materials. And in order to get those materials, you have to go through the mission. As you're doing that, you like break stuff to get more materials or kill enemies, etc. And you use those materials to make new weapons, increase your weapons abilities, etc. But if anything, I don't think it's not going to be like anything exactly like it, but it's at least from the same idea. You take Riverport from across the way. Oh, thank you, George. You take from Riverport.
Hey, you take buddies. What's going on?
Thanks, George. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. But what made me really surprised was like in regards to the release, they were talking about like a PC rendition of it. I mean, I know most games like are able to go onto PC, but what interests me is I've been hearing rumors that Blizzard might be helping them out with a PC rendition. Star Wars Episode 1 Pod Racer Dreamcast. No, I don't think we have that right now.
No, we don't have that right now.
But if you guys don't know who Blizzard is, Blizzard is the company that deals with World of Warcraft and Overwatch, Hearthstone, the card game, Heroes of the Storm, any games like those. Blizzard's actually going to be helping them out with their PC rendition, so I don't know how that's going to go, but I know it's going to be under Battle.net, so you'll be able to buy a digital copy of it, and you can just download it and play it off your PC.
Be still my heart.
But you don't play PC.
Huh?
But you don't play PC.
How would I play?
I don't know. I just asked you.
Yeah, see, he makes all these assumptions about me.
But do you play PC?
And yes, I do.
Well, what do you play?
So that's none of your business.
Well, I want to know. I mean, I don't think. I need to think of a game.
No,
Blizzard is helping them in Battle.net and PC version. Yeah, have uncapped frame rate. Yeah, that's great. Having an uncapped frame rate in a game like that is amazing.
Yeah.
Because then you can see all the particle effects and everything looks great and stuff, and it'll just run really smoothly. Yeah, thanks on that, George.
But yeah.
But other than that, if you want to look at more details into it, you can just, like I said earlier, you can go find the video on that. But I'm really excited on it, and I think they said that the release date was going to be September 8th.
Yes.
September 8th, 2017, so mark your calendars. And also they said that for those that have pre-ordered it, you'll be able to get play CSGO. CS Counter-Strike Go. Have you?
I'm not.
You've never played Counter-Strike Go?
No.
Terrorists win. That game?
No. I think I need to I need to reiterate for all of you who are new here. I'm a sports junkie. NBA 2K, Madden, WWE, MLB, Mario Golf. That is
it's still a sport.
NBA 2K, Madden,
Mario
MLB,
Tennis, Mario
WWE.
Strikers.
I'm all on. I'm all on the. I actually did like Mario Strikers.
Superstar
I'm not gonna front. I did like Mario Super Strikers, but your sports junkie, that's right here. The shoot 'em ups. I used to do kind of the shoot 'em ups back in the PS2, PlayStation days, but Mario Baseball.
Yeah, Mario Baseball.
Yeah. I'll give you that. Mario Baseball that was cool. So, but yeah, like the shooting the zombies and the now War.
Rising Storm 2 looks hell legit on PC, Carlos.
Tecmo
Bowl.
Yes.
Tech Mobile.
That's what I'm talking about, George. There we go. There we go. Now you're talking my language. So, but yes, and Blitz, you know.
See, I at least remember this. Like,
right.
no, Blitz was fun
Yeah,
because
yeah.
the reason I got a kick out of Blitz was because like later on the PlayStation 2, like when I started playing games on there, a game that was like kind of similar to it was a NFL Street.
Oh yeah.
Just because, you know, it was just absurd and funny, hilarious.
You
Especially
know-
with the physics in that game where they just, like, glide across the tackle. I was like, what the
Right.
heck?
You know what really laid the foundation for that, by the way, in my opinion, was NBA Street. Because when I first played NBA Street, I had not played a game quite like that. And so I think, even though, because for me, Blitz was, even though, you know, you're clotheslining and drop kicking people out on the football field, you're on a football field and you have cleats on and everything. Street, you know, that was street. You know, street basketball. You're like out there on the street.
That's your man right there. That's
Right,
my
right.
man.
So, and
Big
then when
money. I
NFL
don't
Street
think
came,
so.
you know, you're out of the street playing NFL, and then with streets with FIFA, the street soccer. So anyway, yeah. But as I was saying, I'm a
But yeah.
sports junkie, but
But
shooting
other-
zombies, Call of Duty, all that. Yeah.
Yeah, but other than that, I think that was kind of like the gist of what to expect from Destiny 2 because they only just showed the trailer of it. So, again, last time, just go look for the video if you want like all the full nitty gritty details from them themselves. And other than that, we could probably talk about the top 10 most influential games. I'm gonna take a guess right now. One of them for sure I know is Pac-Man.
Well, let's see.
I think one of them is.
So,
I mean, you can give me $1, I'll bet you.
yeah, no,
Probably already looked at it anyway.
I did.
I told you that could have been the freest dollar I ever got.
I did. This first one was multi-user Dungeon Mud. Came out in 1978.
Oh, MUD.
Yeah, were you familiar with that?
I vaguely remember just because I read something about it. It was crazy. Like, just looking at like, there's a picture of here like of like all these old big computers.
This,
like,
if you can see that.
And it looks like a dinosaur realm there. Like, it looks cool, like for what
Yeah.
it was back then, but now it's like, whoa! It's like almost like a graveyard, almost like that's
And
crazy.
from what it reads, this kind of laid the foundation, if you will, for RPGs.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that was interesting.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like, that's basically where most RPGs like got their ground game from.
Yeah, yeah. So, and the second one, you are correct, Pac-Man.
Yeah, see, I told you.
Now, I didn't know, which makes sense. And when I look at it, that the Pac-Man was designed to be a pizza with the missing slice. Interesting.
Well,
But
yeah.
anyhow, it says Namco's formative maze exploration game popularized essential mechanics such as power-ups, bonus items, and artificial intelligent enemies. But perhaps its major influence was in the use of a strong, highly identifiable character. Famously intended by the designer to resemble a pizza with a piece missing, Pac-Man quickly became a commercially exploitable icon, inspiring books, cartoons, and lunchboxes, and teaching the industry.
I remember the cartoons. The cartoons
Yeah,
were hilarious.
they're pretty dope. Teaching the
Back in
industry
its
the
time, it
importance
was
of the
hilarious,
video
but
game
now it's
mascot.
just like cringe-worthy. But either way, like there's just like how like not only like the humor back then, but like that's just how the shows kind of generally were back in the time. Like back then, like whoa, that's crazy. Now we're just looking at it like.
Right, right, and you know, it honestly it deserves to be on here because who doesn't like Pac-Man? Who does not like Pac-Man? Who
Do
hasn't
you remember
played
the
Pac-Man?
ghost names?
I don't.
Fraud.
I said I like it. I didn't say I was an expert. I said I like it. Do you know the ghost names?
Inky, Blinky, Pinky. The last one I don't remember because it's not anything that ends with an inky.
Fraud.
Kind of fraud.
So anyway, I don't like Pat. Brent, what? Why?
Well, I mean,
why?
there are also like, well, think about this. Like, there are also some people that probably grew up in different times, or probably never even got to play it or experience it.
Yeah, can you tell us? Can you tell us why? Because I understand. You know, everybody doesn't like every video game, but how come you don't like? Tell us how come you don't like Pac-Man? That's really interesting. I've not run into anybody yet who doesn't like Pac-Man, because it's Pac-Man.
I
But
think another one for sure, if I'm gonna guess at the top of my head, I want to feel and say Tetris.
oh, you sure you didn't just read that right there?
Oh,
Yeah.
No, Tetris was.
He
Tetris
uses
like
powers to
no, it's
summon
no
that
like
up, even
honestly
though
like
it's on the paper
Tetris
right
no
here.
like Tetris in itself was great.
It was.
Because I can't even like not forget the music of it. Like even if I was just saying. He's popping his chest for Tetris. So I'm just gonna.
Sorry.
It's just like weird.
Kind of got into that for a minute. Anyway, I like that. Anyway, go ahead, Tetris. Well, what made Tetris so popular?
Building blocks.
Yeah. The designer while he worked at the Moscow Academy of Science, the ingenious shape sorting puzzler made its way onto various home computers before a deal was struck with Nintendo to make it a launch title for the Game Boy. The deceptively simple design made the title hugely accessible and devilishly compelling, inspiring a new generation of abstract, highly contained puzzle titles. Psychologists later coined the term Tetris effect, describing any compelling leisure experience that infiltrates a player's mental patterns and dreams. The Tetris effect.
So what you're saying is when this part, like say if you had like a whole block right here, then you put the one L to get rid of that, are your dreams dead?
I guess so. So would that
I don't want to play it anymore.
So would that describe why there's some dreams we remember and some dreams we don't?
I guess so. And then it's like when it gets all the way up, then we're just in an internal sleep.
Yeah.
Oh. So literally, if we make it to the top on Tetris without putting anything away, we died in our sleep.
That's what?
That's terrible. I hate this game now. Tetris is the worst game ever.
Well, that was some bozo psychiatrist.
Just going
opinion.
deep.
Anyway, Elite,
Right.
1984.
That was Elite.
Let's see.
Now that I don't know about.
Yeah. Inspired by
The
2001,
360 Elite?
a space odyssey, Isaac, with the last name that's unpronounceable.
His name is Isaac
Asimov.
Asimov. He can't pronounce names.
That's
Read!
what kind of name is this? Anyway,
See, this is why we shouldn't go by a script.
David Braben and Ian Bale took 2 years to write their groundbreaking space combat and trading sim, which gave players complete freedom to forge their own life among the stars. So I'm assuming this is a space game.
It's Destiny?
Elite turned the concept of open-world game design into a commercial proposition and allowed a generation of players and would-be developers to see games as an experience rather than just a competitive or score-based endeavor. A remarkable achievement. Here's a picture.
It doesn't sound that remarkable, but it probably is, so...
It's kind of, looking at it, it's a little reminiscent of Galaga if I looked at it. So, next... Surprise, surprise, Super Mario Brothers.
That's it for sure. The fact that you get to play as your average plumber with no idea what's going on, just to get thrown into a random world of turtles and Goombas and Lakitus like on clouds, throwing other turtles at you, to get all these different super like power-ups, like either to make you bigger, throwing fireballs at people, and just, you know, when you grab the star, you become yeah, like that thing in its entirety was great.
And it made the average person feel special because the plumber got the princess. That never happens.
Save the princess, save the world.
Were you done?
I'm done now.
No, not with that.
I mean, you're asking if I was done.
No, I mean with your explanation of Super Mario. Anyway, Nintendo had already popularized the platform game concept through its Donkey Kong and Mario Brothers arcade titles, but this home console adventure refined the genre, creating a lively secret-filled world and memorable enemies, while providing pinpoint physics, enhanced control over the lead protagonist. Super Mario Brothers remains the exemplar of perfect game feel, the elusive quality that makes using the controller a pleasurable experience. Almost every game with an explorable world and a controllable character has taken something from Super Mario Brothers.
Especially the underwater levels.
Right. That's very, very, very true.
Still
Very,
probably
very
not
true.
my most favorite stages.
Did you like the Super Mario Brothers movie?
Yes, I did actually.
Really, did you?
It's like, here's the thing, like, at its time, it was probably hilarious just to watching, like, how, like, you know, so, like, absurd is that to even come around.
Mm-hmm.
And especially, like, you know, how clunky, like, that's probably not the word I want to use, but, like, generally for how that movie was, I know it wasn't anywhere near of what people, you know, were hoping for it to be. But, especially Bowser, that was really bad. But the fact that, you know, they actually, you know, at least made Yoshi a dinosaur, which was fine, but made me sad that they killed him. I was like, why? Those monsters. But, and heck, even Daisy on there wasn't even a princess. She just looked like, you know, just another average.
But you said it wasn't as good as people thought it was going to be.
Mm-hmm.
Were they expecting it to get an Academy Award nomination?
I wouldn't say an Academy Award, but it's just like, you know, they still wanted to see, like, you know, the nostalgic things aside from a mushroom. Like, you know, the only thing remotely in this, like, that I've seen in that movie was the bomb. But it was so tiny. It was, like,
Okay.
yay big.
So they didn't expect it to be like, oh my gosh, a tearjerker, but they wanted to see things
like, you
that
know,
they
things
related
from the,
to.
yeah,
in the
things
game.
from the game. Like, you know, the Koopa Troopas. But they were, like, they had their heads, but they had people's bodies. It didn't make any sense. Like we were thinking, like, you know, like there's gonna be, like, you know, the enemies you would see in the game, and
Right.
then, you know,
Well, I mean, of course, if
they
you
would
make,
get rid of them normally.
and that's what
Or
what
at least-
irritates me a lot. If you're gonna make a movie based on a book or a game, especially a game, then stay true to the game or the comic. Stay true. If there's an enemy, but the enemy in the game, make it look like the game.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't recall Mario Brothers having nightclubs. That was hilarious. That was probably the funniest part in that movie. Nothing like seeing Bob Hoskins as Mario going to a nightclub in the Mario Brothers movie. It was too much. Like, I couldn't even, like, I didn't know how to.
You're not making me want to watch this.
I didn't even know how to process it. Like, it was weird. I was like, why are they in a nightclub? Oh, by the way, it's not rated. So there's no G, PG, it's just NR. Not rated.
Alright. Anyhow,
That was too.
next, Doom.
Oh, you're doomed now.
Wow, you were doing way better than that. So,
It's your impeding doom.
I knew it was coming. Brilliant level design, excellent horse. You alright?
I can't breathe.
Okay. Brilliant level design, excellent horror, sci-fi aesthetics, weird enemies, perfect controls. Doom has it all. ID Software's controversial shooter upset the hell out of religious right when it burst out of the PC shareware scene, enticing a generation of listless teenagers to spend days blasting hell monsters with a shotgun. But Doom was always more than a brainless blaster, setting the tone, speed, and conventions of 3D game designs and forevermore. People argue about the first true first-person shooter, but it was Doom that caught the collective imagination and shot it to pieces.
Mm-hmm. Doom was a great game. I didn't get to play it that much when I was a kid, but
Because of the reasons aforementioned?
no, it's generally just because I didn't have a lot of friends that actually had it.
Okay.
Because generally, like, since I lived in a cul-de-sac, like, basically we had all always used to go over each other's houses, you know, play the games that we had.
Yeah.
None of them had Doom. I always kept hearing about it at school. I was like, oh my god, I want to go play this.
I heard about that. Yeah, you're right. I heard about that game quite a bit. I never played it, though.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if it was because I didn't want to. I just couldn't find it. But I never.
Honestly, I couldn't find it. I really wanted to, but I honestly couldn't find it at that time. And even probably nowadays. I mean, I see it come in the store, but other than that, like...
Right. So, yeah, that's Doom. Next up...
Your voice broke. It was funny.
Oh, I'm sorry. The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the people here said we could have included Dragon Quest or Final Fantasy. Both are important and inspiring. But this masterpiece utterly transcends the role-playing genre. With its rich, lively world, multi-layered narrative threads, diverse interactions, and playful spirit, it is effectively a game design school. A workshop of ideas about player agency, delight, and discovery. It is perhaps telling that Breath of the Wild, a close spiritual successor to Ocarina of Time, is likely to take every game of the year going.
So I'm going to take a guess at another influential game off of that from not reading it is Ocarina of Time.
But that's what I just
Oh.
that's what I just read.
Either way, like Ocarina of Time in itself was a huge epitome step for the gaming culture in its general, because that you're able to.
Where's Brian Rogan?
I don't. We don't have a Brian.
I don't know Brian. I know Brad. But I don't know.
Yeah, but Ocarina of Time in itself, it was. There's no words to describe of at that time how amazing of a game that was. They basically made an adventure game that you can go through dungeons and solve puzzles to get to the end to where the boss is, and you usually have to use the thing that you find in the dungeon. Like say if it was either I can use sword or bombs or whatever, you would have to use your newly acquired item to be able to beat the boss. But basically, it's they're trying to help you build into it to be able to use it in every whatever situation is needed. Basically, which showed the importance of whatever item you had on you. Everything was able to be used within certain points of the game. Even at the end of the game, you literally had to use everything to get to Ganon. But what was cool, the different characters and races that they had on there, these, the Gorgons and the Zora people, which were, the aquatic people. The water dungeons were always the most difficult dungeons. They probably still are today. And...
So you think Zelda was more influential than Final Fantasy?
Probably in some ways, because I know Ocarina of Time in itself did take some things from Final Fantasy, as being able to fish and stuff.
Yeah.
All those RPG related things that you can do.
That's why I thought that was really arguable.
You can ride on a horse.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could ride on a horse.
Yeah. But I
don't think you were able to ride on a horse in Final Fantasy until later renditions of the game.
Yeah.
Or probably at all, if there is even.
True.
But it's not really a turn-based RPG like most Final Fantasy games are. In the later Final Fantasy games, they started becoming, more open and being able to, be more reactionary.
And that's the only reason why I gave Ocarina the heads up in this one, because it was more of an RPG versus a turn-based. Well, for me, and you already know, I prefer.
Yeah, because in the end, you still had to get enough money to buy some certain things. You still had to get enough rupees to be able to get the Hylian shield.
Yeah.
And the Hylian shield is one of the best shields in the game. In there.
Yeah.
Also, you needed to get something the mirror shield. The mirror shield was The mirror shield was great. Anyway,
I'm hot and bothered over this mirror shield.
Yeah, I love the mirror shield. It was red, and it helps you reflect upon things.
Oh, jeez. Metal Gear Solid. It was a close call.
Yeah, it's a solid one.
Between. It said it was a close call between Metal Gear and Tomb Raider.
Metal Gear.
Both brought cinematic verve, intriguing characters, and great environmental interaction to the 1990s action-adventure genre. In the end, though, the Konami title won, thanks to its formative stealth mechanics, offbeat innovations, I had to agree there. Offbeat innovations and exciting, far-reaching narrative. The original MGS brought us 1,000 stealth shooters, but also gave an emerging Thank you. Game designers the confidence to be both
I've taken English.
epic and
Okay.
be epic.
So, what was great about one of the Metal Gear games I remember in particular, I believe it was one of the second ones, was that there was a boss that you had to fight, and no matter what input you did, he knew what you were doing.
Whoa, really?
Yeah, so you could never beat it until you actually had to plug in your controller into the second port. So he wouldn't know what you were doing. And then that's how you would beat it.
Okay.
Yeah. That was probably, if not one of the most memorable things in that. But aside from that, it has a great story. and all like the other renditions of like there's like multiple Metal Gear Solid 3s or 2s, but those are all basically like in conjunction of what's happening within the second or third game.
Right.
Basically shows it like from different points of views per se.
Yeah.
But
honorable mention to Tomb Raider. I think she should be on there.
Tomb Raider was good too.
Yeah, I think Tomb Raider should have been on there.
I still think Metal Gear. But that's just
Oh no, well not over Metal Gear, not over Metal Gear, but I think she should have been included in there. But Grand Theft Auto 3.
That is very agreeable, just because it was like an open world that you're able to almost basically like you can't go out in public and just kill people, get RPG and just start shooting
Just grab
helicopters
whores
and stuff.
and
Get swatted in real life
and get your energy back up. That's the only reason why I played it.
And then you just like eat a few burgers and just get like immensely fat.
Yeah, and then grab whores.
Well, I mean that if that's what you wanted.
Yeah, that's the only reason I played it. Just so I can see that car bouncing up and down. That was it.
Man, you went far.
Yeah.
You went so far in the game. He literally just went to the curb.
Yep, that was it. Once that car bounced up and down.
How much?
So anyway,
do you want to go to Cluckenville? Oh wait, no, that's Saints Row. Never mind.
Building on the cult success of DMA Design's first two gangster adventures, GTA 3 takes the series into 3D, filling the Liberty City streets with drug smugglers, thieves, and corrupt cops, and letting the player find their own way through chaos. The structure and style of the game inspire countless imitators, with its divisions between main story missions, and optional side quests. The collision between action-adventure, shooter, and RPG conventions would later be refined by Ubisoft with its fast travel and tower unlock mechanics. But GTA 3 is the godfather. What would you think about a Grand Theft Auto movie?
Dang. Well,
Why?
I don't know what you could do for a movie. The only one I can even think of remotely that would even probably make a movie is San Andreas. Guy in the red shirt is such a nice person. Oh, thank you, Melissa. Oh, my name's Brandon, so nice to meet you. Formally.
We like to hear stuff like that. Thank you, Melissa.
Thank you, Melissa. But yeah, because it's like with the Grand Theft Auto games, like aside from being able to do all that, like they at least had their own like really good stories in general. And what was great, like later renditions of games, like they even went back to it, like in Grand Theft Auto Liberty City stories, went all the way back to 3. But they filled either some gaps or some things that didn't even happen in Grand Theft Auto 3. But I'm pretty sure everyone's most memorable Grand Theft Auto game is San Andreas.
Yeah. So it could be a movie.
That's the only one, in my honest opinion, that would probably even remotely be able to make a movie. Because, it involved, CJ and, his brother.
Yeah.
And also, not only were they all, within the gang at the time, he just came, coming back from being out of jail and stuff, coming back clean. Then he just gets involved in it again. But, however, at the end
Such
of it...
an inspiring story, because, a lot of us go through that. We come out and we go back into, the very thing we just
Stay
came
true
out
to your
of.
homies.
Yeah.
Oh, aside from Big Smoke, because he's the one that betrayed everybody.
Oh, what was that?
It's because he asked for, 2 number 9s, a number 9 large, a number 6 with extra dip, 1 with cheese, 2 number 45s, and a large soda.
You done?
Yeah, that was his whole order.
Yeah.
And somebody online actually bought all the same amount of food.
I saw that.
And then he tried to eat it, but he failed.
I did see that.
There was
That was
so many calories. I think they said it was about 8,000 plus
Like,
calories of food.
crazy,
I was like,
dude.
Jesus Christ.
You are straight crazy. And last but not least, Spelunky.
Splunky? Splunky. I don't really see. Well, read it. I honestly really don't see how.
I was scratching my head too. Of course, it was the 1980 title Rogue that lent its name and mechanics to the hugely popular roguelike genre. But it was Derek Yu's ingenious indie platformer that reawakened mass interest in the key game design elements of procedurally generated environments, loot collection, and permadeath. The indie game The indie game sector is now crowded with developers who have taken
That's why I
inspiration from
haven't
Yu's
heard-
brilliant design, leading to a renaissance for hard, uncompromising titles like FTL and Rogue Legacy. Also, it's proof that influence does not always come from blockbuster mega hits.
There you go. Okay, now I remember. It's like, why Splunky? Then after you read everything, I was like, okay, now I understand everything.
Is
Because,
anything missing in your opinion?
Honestly, probably. Well, the only one I could probably think of, aside from, RPGs in general, like Final Fantasy and stuff, Pokemon. Like, think about it. It's like, aside from, basically, it's like you get to start as a 10-year-old kid. And all you want to do is, catch all these amazing, people probably thought as at a younger age, like, different animals. And, they all get to be on your team side by side, and you get to play against other people. They don't die, they just pass out. But, like, what was cool that, you could take around a dragon with you could take around elemental birds, you get to choose one right at the beginning. It basically, what you get to basically choose, like, what could define you.
Yeah. But did it revolutionize how we play video games?
In some ways.
Okay, keep going.
Like, that it allowed, more communication through other people. Like, because in Red and Blue, there are some Pokemon you can't get in one version without the other. So, that's where they involved, trading. Being able to trade with other people was really cool. Like, I didn't mind, going to school and be, hey, do you have this version? I'm going to go, yeah. Well, I have this version. Do you need this one? I go, yeah, I do. Do we have this? Then, yeah. Then, basically, it started like a way to, be able to communicate more with other people that you had no idea who they were. But you both share the same interest in, not only the game itself, but, they both had, something that you wanted or vice versa. And,
I did that with the cards, not necessarily with the games.
You can do it with both, but, like,
Well, yeah, I know you could do it. I knew you could do it with both.
It was cool, like, some people, had a hard time, being a certain gym leader or, be a certain part of the game. Another person that's probably ready to be in it could, help them out. Give them ideas on what they could possibly do. Or if they can't find a certain Pokemon, they can, tell them where to find it. Or, oh, it's only in this version. I got it. Do you want me to trade it to you? It basically just revolutionized, at least, a more communicative way of being able to interact with people in the real world.
Got you. Okay, so Pokemon, I feel should have been on there. Anything else that was left out?
No problem.
That's okay.
About it.
By the way, we're talking about the top 10. We just went through our list of the top 10 most influential video games that kind of revolutionized how we play and how we look at video games. We talked about Zelda, Ocarina of Time, Doom, Pac-Man, Super Mario Brothers. Real quick, what games, for those of you watching, what games influenced you that we didn't talk about? If there's any game.
His is Crash.
Crap. It did, because you know what? I had such a heart for Crash. I played Mario, but I didn't get that same feeling out of Mario that I got out of Crash. I just, Crash will always have a special place in my heart.
Well, at least you didn't
Crash
and burn.
I was almost there. I was almost there. But yeah, I mean, now I do understand that Crash Bandicoot was Sony's answer to Mario. I get that.
But there's one thing that he didn't know that I knew.
Uka Uka's brother's name?
Aku.
No, isn't Uka Uka?
Uka is the black mask.
No, he's not the brown.
Aku is the brown mask.
Aku. No, I think you got that mixed up. No.
We're gonna find this out right now. I'm gonna look at this right now. We're gonna see who's gonna be exposed as the true fan of Crash.
So
I don't even play it that often.
Anyway, while he's doing that, let us know what Mega Man NT Warrior was my favorite game after Zelda games.
Oh, that's another one, the Mega Man game.
Yeah, I didn't even thank you, Melissa. I didn't even think about that. Mega Man should have been in there.
Mm-hmm. Because, not only was it like, just another side-scroller game, but what was key was that there were certain bosses you could not beat unless if you had, another power-up from another boss. But what, you could still be able to do it, it just made it easier. But aside from the regular Mega Man games, like another ones that were cool, were the X series, because you got to be involved with not only Mega Man again as his X version, but you also get to be involved with Zero, and Zero was like him, but he had his own saber, which was really sick.
Right.
And
Digimon.
Digimon in itself, especially Digimon World. Digimon World, the first one especially, that was so... Honestly, for me, it was difficult. Probably just because I didn't know like how the game in itself worked, like to get what I wanted. Because I still kept getting like literally a pile of crap, which was Sukamon and Numemon, which sucked.
Street Fighter?
Street Fighter for fighting games, possibly.
Yeah, I would mention this. I believe Street Fighter laid the foundation for
Mike Tyson's Punch Out.
I think Street Fighter. But
no ear biting involved.
Right, laid the foundation for Mortal Kombat, Tekken, Virtua Fighter.
Mortal Kombat could be another one.
All of those.
Tekken. Well, basically, it's like their own renditions of like Either way, like I know that there is the foundation of a fighting game, but some of them take like a different twist. Like
true, but I think that's the point they were making with Ocarina versus Final Fantasy, and which one really, if you looked at both of them, which one really deserved the title of really influential. And that's why for me, Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, it could be 6 in one, half a dozen of the other. But in terms of changing the way we look at fighting games, I think Street Fighter really did that.
So, in regards to,
I'm right.
I said
I'm
Uka.
right.
No, I said
I'm
Uka,
right.
Uka.
I'm right. I said Uka Uka.
I said Uka Uka is the black mask.
No.
I said Aku Aku is the brown mask.
That is not what you said.
You are going to go through this video when this is over, and you're going to see that I said Aku
That
Aku
is not.
is the brown mask.
That is not. Now, I might go back and watch this video and see that you're right, but I always say you're wrong.
So where's my $1?
We didn't bet.
Or you can just go give me pizza. Panda?
No.
McDonald's?
No.
I'm loving it.
No. So yeah, Street Fighter.
We're gonna go different. Long John.
For me, Street Fighter. Sorry about that. Street Fighter.
Wow, you blocked me.
I felt Street Fighter should have been on there. And like you said, Mortal Kombat, debatable. But I think, like I said, Street Fighter laid the foundation for a lot of the fighting games, especially like Tekken and all of that came afterwards.
Yeah, but what was cool was that like touching on Digimon real quick, like even though it was still like a turn-based RPG, but what was cool about the first one was that it didn't like do a cutscene and put you into like a battle scenario. You actually had to run around, not only like commanding your Digimon what to do, but like it was like just a unique twist. Like it made it its own thing. And then when Digimon World 2 rolled in, that's when they started doing the turn-based ones. But what was cool about Digimon World 2 was that you're able to have 3. So you're able to do 3 on 3s. And they had like a little bit of voice acting, which was like kind of cool. But even though it wasn't, American voice acting, it was obviously from, either Japan or Korea, either one of the two, of whichever did voices in that game. But it was still cool that, you still got to see like, the nostalgic moves from the Digimon, like, Lilymon, for example, Flower Cannon, or War Greymon's Great Tornado.
Right.
Like, you still got stuff like that. You even got to fight Black War Greymon in there. Like, that was so great. And then, lastly, the best one was Digimon World 3. Because they made the world, like, so much immensely bigger. You did have multiple Digimon with you, almost like as if it was Pokemon. However, you're only able to do one-on-ones. But you were able to swap them out through the battle, which was still pretty cool. And there were so many different, like, varieties of Digimon you can get because they increased like the amount of what you could get at the time. And, still had to collect items and whatever. Able to, and as your Digimon's level increased, they were able to evolve into different forms. And Champion, Ultimate, Mega, and there's even some that required a fusion, like Omnimon, for example. It required the fusion of War Greymon and Metal Garurumon. So it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it.
I can tell you.
He's never heard of it.
I'm sitting here like, I mean, I was a big Pokemon. I was a big Pokemon head. Digimon, not so much. But what about
Have you at least watched it when you were a kid?
Yeah.
Do you remember?
Digimon.
Okay. At least you remember the theme. That's all that matters to me.
Yeah. Digimon. I wasn't up on Digimon like I was Pokemon. But what about Sonic?
Sonic the Hedgehog?
Yeah. You will not disrespect Sonic like that.
Well, I mean, I can because you know why? Because the new Sonic... Yeah! Because the new Sonic game that's coming out, the new character they're introducing is you.
Oh, I saw that,
You get to make your own character. Did DeviantArt the game, anybody? Bring my OCs to life? If you don't know what OC is, it's original character.
No, I was reading Melissa's comment.
Yeah, that's all that matters.
No, I think shut up. She was responding to your comment, I believe.
Yeah, see, Oscar got a good laugh out of that. That was a good one, right?
I believe she was responding to the comment that all that matters is that I actually watched the TV show.
Well, that too. But either way, that's all that matters.
So, I don't know. I really like Sonic. I like Sonic a lot.
You seem like a Sonic and Knuckles kind of guy.
No, I was Sonic and Tails.
Well, I didn't really get into Sonic until I actually touched Sonic Adventure 2, to be fair. Yeah, I actually didn't even touch the original ones until later in life, but the very first Sonic game that I've ever touched, and I'm glad I touched it, was Sonic Adventure 2 on the GameCube.
Wow.
I was like, what is this game? Like, oh, this game looks great.
I don't like that one.
Well, I mean, you know, they basically just, you know, introduced 3D models, and, you know, you're able to still go around the city, or, you know, even the jungle and stuff. Like, it was really cool. Like, you know, it wasn't your typical, like, how the original Sonic games played. It was, like I said, gaming, you know, continues to evolve and everything. That's why they decided to, you know, we can still kind of make it the same way, but you're able to, you know, you're basically looking at this point of view, and you're able to just, you know, go around the map however you so desire. That they have fixated for you. But it's still pretty, like, a wide range of how far out you're able to go.
Yeah. Spyro?
Another adventure game.
Or just... I do understand a lot of these are just spin-offs from
something, but it's like... Yeah. And that, it was cool that, you know, you're able to get different power-ups that help you go along the way.
My first Sonic was on handheld console. Kind of looked like the Switch.
Kind of looked like the Switch. Probably a Game Boy game?
Thinking.
Well, there were some Sonic games that came out on the Game Boy. There was one on the Game Boy Advance.